Hi, I'm Phil from Delphi. Now, you might be wondering, why is it I'm stood next to a big solar panel? Well, in this explainer video, we're going to be looking at how do you run your electric vehicle using renewable energy sources such as solar. Let's go through some of the numbers. So we know that combustion engines, whether it be petrol or diesel, they're rated in litres per 100 kilometre, depending on where you are. Miles per gallon is simply distance and energy. Now, how do electric vehicles compare to that? Well, actually, they're not so different. Generally, electric vehicles are miles per kilowatt hour. That is, how many miles can you drive for 1 kilowatt hour of energy? So now we know a little bit about efficiency on EVs, let's talk about solar panels. We can run our EV from a solar panel, but there is a little bit of a criteria to meet. Now, an average electric vehicle, depending on whether this is a small hatchback, medium-sized car, or an SUV, will be around 3 miles per kilowatt hour. And this kind of takes into account the summer, the winter, and everything in between. So we need 3 miles per kilowatt hour. This particular panel I've got here is a 410 watt panel. And that means that when the panel is 90 degrees to the sun at 25 degrees centigrade, it will produce just over 400 watts. Now we need to think about this because generally, to charge our electric vehicle, we need about 1.5 kilowatt or 1500 watts. So we need that power as a minimum to begin the charge. So for that, we would need 4 of these panels, which would get us to about 1.5 kilowatt. And essentially, over the hour period, that would give us about 1.2 kilowatt hour of energy. Now, why is it different? Well, because there's going to be a little bit of a loss as we're changing this from DC to AC and back. We're going to have a little bit of an energy loss. So that's why we don't get everything absolutely from the panel. So what does this mean? If we ran 4 of these panels connected in series, we'd have about 1.2 kilowatt hour of energy, and that would be enough to drive 3 to 4 miles of range. So essentially what we're saying is 4 panels is going to give us 3 to 4 mile of range per hour. Now, I'll give you some kind of personal experience with this. In my house, I have the least ideal setup. I have an east-west array, and generally south-facing is better because you want to be more 90 degrees to the sun. My house also has lots of trees around and lots of shading, but in total, I have 17 panels, which is a 7 kilowatt array. Now, just to give you some idea on numbers on what we get in the summer and the winter and how much it varies, especially where we are here in the UK, on the best summer day, I've achieved 30 kilowatt hour of energy. This is enough to drive about 90 miles of range. In the worst summer day, I've been down to less than 1 kilowatt, which is only 3 miles of range. So it's actually perfectly viable to do this in the summer, to power your EV from your solar array, and you're going to have plenty of range. But honestly, in the winter, it's extremely difficult. So I hope you've enjoyed this explainer. If you want to see more videos, then why not follow us on social media or visit the Masters of Motion online hub. And for more expert-led technical courses, then check out the Delphi Academy. See you next time.